What's going on, guys? T-Mart here, and I'm bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay today, and in this video I wanted to talk more about the next Call of Duty that's coming out next November, COD 9, because there's been some new information about the possible title of the game that's come out that I wanted to let you guys know about, as well as we've got some information about how Treyarch is looking into fixing the ghost or the assassin problem in this next game, so I figured it would be pretty interesting. Now, the first thing is that Activision bought BlackOps2.com. You know, it's official, it's on IGN, I'll link you guys the article down in the description. So this is pretty interesting. You know, this means one of two things. It either means that the next COD game is Black Ops 2, which, you know, is very, very possible. You know, maybe they bought this to put the trailer on, maybe they bought it to build the hype or whatever it may be. Or it could mean that they just bought this website to protect the copyright, as IGN put it, or, you know, make sure that no one else can buy it, no one else can start rumors with it, no one else can put up false videos with it, etc., etc. So, you know, this isn't some end-all be-all thing. You know, we don't know if they're actually going to use it for Black Ops 2 or not, but it's just, I thought it was kind of interesting, and it kind of puts some oomph behind the fact that it could be Black Ops 2, whereas lately, most everyone has been thinking that it's going to be called Iron Wolf, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, moving on to the next part of the video, I wanted to take a look at some of the tweets that David Vonderhaar has been doing, talking about what Treyarch is looking into as to how to fix the ghost problem. And he was replying to a lot of the community suggestions. He gave some of his own suggestions, and he even, it seemed like he was almost spilling the beans, because he you know, said some stuff that that seemed to come out of nowhere, and it might mean that Treyarch is actually working on that stuff, or it might mean that it's just a random idea that he had. So anyway, moving on to the tweets here. This first guy says, Assassin should block the UAV or the spy plane and nothing more. And I completely agree with this guy. It is so BS in Modern Warfare 3 that an advanced UAV does not pick up Assassin. That's not fair. Assassin is way, way, way too good in this game. You're absolutely hidden from everything when you're using it, and that slows down the gameplay. You know, like at least in Black Ops, if you got a Blackbird, which was kind of difficult to get, you know, 8 kills in a row, if you got that, at least you could see the ghost people. You know, that's fair. You shouldn't be able to hide from absolutely everything no matter what. So David Vonderhaar replies that that's what I'm thinking, combined with good UAV tuning. So I'm not sure what he means by UAV tuning, but at least he thinks that Assassin or Ghost or whatever it's going to be called should not be this end-all be-all super overpowered perk that it's come to be in Modern Warfare 3. Now, moving on to the next tweet, this guy says, Assassin shouldn't keep you off the motion sensor. SitRep or Hacker should do that, and that's just his opinion, and David Vonderhaar agrees with that as well. So, again, this Assassin perk shouldn't hide you from everything. It needs to be split up. You know, there shouldn't be this one perk or couple perks that can keep you completely stealthy from pretty much everything. And moving on to the next tweet, this guy says, for the Call of Duty community, could you please make it so Ghost only saves you from UAV and not kill streaks? So, if you guys don't remember back in Black Ops, Ghost hid you from kill streaks and from UAVs. So it was like Blind Eye and Assassin combined, which was super OP. But you know, at least Modern Warfare 3 split it up into two different perks, but they're in different tiers, so you can use both at the same time. And Vonderhaar kind of replies to this. He says it needs to be split, and maybe even split in the same tier. And that is literally the best news I've ever heard. That is what they need to do. They need to have two perks for this, so kind of like Blind Eye and Assassin, but put them in the same freaking tier. Please, you should either be able to stay off of radar, or you should be able to stay away from air support. You shouldn't be able to do both. You know, that's it's a little bit too much for me. I think if you had to choose between one and the other, then it would kind of speed up the gameplay a little bit, and it wouldn't make people as kind of inclined to camp, because nothing can pick them up no matter what. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully they will split it up in the same tier. And then moving on, he went off on a couple tweet spree here. He says, I see. Well, if you want a way to F up campers, the solution doesn't have to be remove stealth. And I completely agree with that. He says, it's way more helpful if you just tell me the problem you were trying to solve, not just gripe or give suggestions. Those are unactionable. For illustrative purposes, and probably flawed, if you sit in a corner and you're not outscoring kills or objectives, you start losing your streaks. And I think that's kind of out there. I don't think you should start losing streaks, but I see what he means. You don't want to give up stealth, but something has to be done. And what I want to go back to is Call of Duty 4. It's pretty much like every Call of Duty player's favorite Call of Duty of all time. And what it had right was, if you didn't want to show up on the enemy team's radar, you killed them so they wouldn't get UAVs. But if you really didn't want to, if you really wanted to go stealth, then you could put the UAV jammer perk on. You could stay off UAVs, but you were at a severe disadvantage because you couldn't have stopping power. So you need to give people some type of disadvantage if they're going to stay off of UAVs. You know, Call of Duty 4 had it perfect, and even with a lot of UAVs that were called in, that kind of increased the game. You know, the enemies knew where you were, so you had to continuously be moving, and hopefully they go back to something like that. And some of these next two suggestions are some of the best ones that I've seen so far. Now, here Ernest Lee says, in reply to David's tweet where he said, is the problem really Assassin? Isn't it the Uber Pro upgrades, too much UAV spam, and stacking with Blind Eye where it starts to derail? Well, Ernest Lee says, an idea for Ghost and Assassin. Hide from every other or every third UAV sweep. Makes the player vulnerable, but still stealthy. That is a good idea, okay? So they're not completely off the UAV, but they still have somewhat of a stealth kind of aspect to their gameplay, which I really like there. I think that would work out pretty well. And David Vonderhaar says, or hide only if you are not moving, or show the positional update delayed, or plenty of ways to tune Ghost. And then he goes on to say, is that what I said? Long day. I meant the opposite. Ghost hides only those moving. So that's kind of interesting. If you want to have Ghost on, you've always got to be moving in order to be able to stay off the radar. If you're sitting in a corner with Ghost, then you're going to be on the radar. It's not going to help you out. I think that would be pretty interesting because that kind of cuts back on both sides of it. You know, it lets someone be stealthy if they want to be stealthy, but it takes away from the Ghost camping that slows down the game. So, you know, I don't know. I kind of like that idea, but at the same time, does it really fix it? Because part of the problem with Ghost or Assassin or whatever is the fact that these people can run around the map and you have absolutely no chance of knowing where they are because they can stay off the radar. So I'm not sure, guys. Let me know what you think. I think some of these are some good suggestions, and I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Let me know, and I hope you all enjoy it. So anyway, check out one of the two videos on screen if you want to. I've got a lot of great stuff coming soon, and I'm super excited. So thanks so much, guys. Catch you all later. See ya.